Um, I think of the men who file for divorce, I would think that that would be something that would compel them to do so. I also think that that means that more than likely the new chick that they're dealing with compelled them to do so.
Men file for divorce when they find another woman. Let me go ahead and play this clip.
Men only file for divorce when they have another woman lined up, and that women want to be alone when they get divorced.
I would be cautious to say only, but I think that women tend to think about divorce for a much longer span of time prior to actually filing. So they've thought about what their life will look like after divorce. They've come to the conclusion that they're better off alone most of the time. And I think most of the time with guys, they don't contemplate divorce and think about it most of the time and plan out, hey, I want to be divorced. What's my life going to look like? It is a situation like, oh, I'm in love with another woman and now I want to be divorced. So more likely for women to think about it and really plan and be comfortable with being alone, whereas on average for guys, that's really not the case.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about it, man. We often talk about women when they file for divorce, but you think it's a true statement what he say? Men file for divorce when they find another woman? You said no, Shan? Go ahead, Shan.
No, men don't file for divorce when they find another woman. In fact, the ones that do that, the number is probably so insignificantly low that it's statistically irrelevant. That's just not the case. You know, men file for divorce when they fed the fuck up. And it takes a lot to get a man fed up, even with an unruly, hard-headed battle axe that he considers a ball and chain. It takes a lot for a man to say, oh, I'm just say, fuck this shit, I'm out. And so, you know, out of 10 divorcees in a room, 8 of them are women. We know that. So only 2 out of a room of 10 motherfuckers, only 2 are men. That's even at the divorce court. The other 8 are women. Of those 2 men, the one leaving because he found another woman, like you see in movies like Harlem Night, where he ran in the sunshine and he just called his wife. And he said, hey, let me put your, put your mama on the phone. Hey, I'm not coming home. And he hangs up because he got that pussy from sunshine. That don't happen, man. Men stay loyal to the soil, to the women that they typically are with, even though they don't like them. And the ones that do what the question on the board is asking is the number's so low, man. I don't even think that we can even measure that. Men that do finally run to the divorce court first and go through with the procedure of the divorce. See, that's another thing. There's a lot of guys that go to the divorce court to like maybe threat, call the bluff, but actually go through it like I'm done with her. It ain't because he found some other chick that he was dating at his job, or he fell in love with the next door neighbor, or that doesn't happen for me.
All right. We'll go ahead and go to Clout. What are your thoughts, sir? Men file for divorce when they found another woman.
Yeah, I agree with Shan. I don't really think that's a high probability. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that maybe might get in that situation and might meet another woman that they feel like is worth leaving their relationship for. But I feel like in most cases, guys are more likely to stay in their relationship long term than go look for something else. At least look to marry someone else and divorce their wife just to go be with someone else. I don't see that.
Okay. Go ahead, Luis. I think Luis might be frozen. You there, Luis?
Yeah, come back to me. Come back to me. My service is
He wrote in the back chat that he's having some audio issues.
Okay, I didn't peep that. All right, go ahead, Trey Smooth. What are your thoughts about it? Men file for divorce when they find another woman.
I don't think it's very often that it happens, but I can say I have certainly witnessed that happen. There are some men who just feel like they have to be married and they will jump right into a relationship and most likely be divorced according to statistics and everything else. But because like Shannon was referring to earlier, it's when men are fed up, right? But there are instances where there's a woman that they run into that they might find that peace. That's just a breath of fresh air, that pays attention to him, that listens to him, that respects him. And, you know, for him to get that feeling versus the contrast that he's getting when he goes home every day to that hell, he'll say, you know what, man, this is where I need to be. And a lot of guys, depending on how they set their situation up financially, like if they got a prenup, if they just have enough money where they could withstand that pain, then they probably will leave and go to another woman if they feel like that woman is going to fill the void that he's missing.
All right, Dr. HD, what are your thoughts? Men filed for divorce when they found another woman.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to do a quick research. I mean, the main reasons that, and it's different depending on what article you read. I looked at like 3 different articles. One of the main reasons that one said was because of a midlife crisis. Right. So that would mean that they kind of hit a bump in life and say, okay, I got to do something different. So that's very possible that they could do that. Say, okay, if I find another woman, then I leave. But she definitely would have to be better than the one that he got, in my estimation. Another one says a sexless marriage. I mean, a sexless marriage takes a little bit of time for it to be considered sexless, I would imagine. And then the other one was infidelity. And so that could be a reason that a guy would leave pretty quickly all of a sudden. So I'm with Shan on this one. As far as men take a lot to get out of relationships, and specifically marriages, in my estimation, because they want to. It's the best investment that they feel that they've made, and they don't want to take an L on that one. That's just my thought.
All right. What are you, Sean? What are your thoughts about a man filed for divorce when they found another woman?
I think of the men who file for divorce, I would think that that would be something that would compel them to do so. I also think that means that more than likely the new chick that they're dealing with compelled them to do so. Because I don't think men on their own, generally speaking, would. You know how it is. You know, depending on, you can be married and the marriage can be dead for 3 years, and you've already started to execute your exit strategy. So you've been cultivating that relationship, you know, with the new young lady. And you know us, we'll let it float forever. You know what I'm saying? And so they'd be like, well, either piss or get off the pot, whatever that saying is. And so I do think, I can't speak to how prevalent it is, but I do think it is the case in some situations.
It's a trip how Sean said the new young lady. He said it so smooth and it rolled off his tongue. So, because that's just what happens. You know, he didn't say the new old lady. He said the new young lady. And I rock with Smooth. Smooth was right. Now, the divorce part, that's the question. But a lot of men find comfort in other women. He may not run to the divorce court. He may just deal with her, but a lot of men find comfort in staying at her house than going home. That's for goddamn sure, Smooth.